Welcome to Nomad Media, where we tell automotive stories, a little bit of history, and some unique personal experiences. Let's get right into it. So today we have Joey Whitlow again, and he's going to tell us about this 2000 Yamaha Jog. Tell us about this thing, man.
This is a 2000. They made them, 10 to 15 years. They look just like they did late 80s, 90s. You get them in white or black. The one I had when I was 14 was black. Me and my best friend at the time, we were 14, and that's what we got to ride around. So at 14, you get freedom. You get your motorcycle license. You can ride around, and
if you were a kid and driving this around, at 14?
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, we have the cool cars.
Right.
Like, obviously, I'm sure people have watched your video on the 240Z. It's
Right.
just like,
Yeah.
it's like, why would you ever want to drive this? Well, it's like when you're 14, you have no other choices, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is freedom.
Yeah, this for me. I re-got this. My a coworker that works with my wife actually had it, so they wanted to sell it. So me and a buddy drove from here down to the beach and picked them up in a truck and turned around and come back in one day, just because I wanted it so bad. And then we got here, unloaded in the dark, and I rode them up and down the road in the dark. But yeah, when you're 14. This is the epitome of being able to do what you want. This is, you go get your own food, you can go to your friend's house across town. So this was a pretty big deal for a kid.
And what you were mentioning there to me was like how you and your friend, y'all would ride this together.
Yes. So it's a one-seater. But what we did was we took one of his mom's couch cushions and we bungee corded it to the rack. So one of us at all times sat on the fuel tank on a couch cushion with a bungee cord hanging on to the guy in the front that actually had a place for his feet. And we rode it more miles than ever should probably be ridden on one of these things. I mean, we treated it like a dirt bike. It's been on trails. It's been over jumps. It went through downtown areas. It went up and down railroad tracks. And at the time, we were the only two friends in our group that had transportation. So.
Yeah, and if those couch cushions could tell you stories.
If those couch cushions could tell you, it would be amazing, because the wipeouts. I remember one time we were going through downtown Hartselle, and we hit the railroad track, and we didn't bungee cord the couch cushion that time. So when we hit the railroad track, we got a little air, and the couch cushion flew away. So I was the passenger and landed straight on the rack with no couch cushion.
Ooh.
So it was pretty rough. And then we had to go back and get it. And then it was near the police station, so you have to explain to them, what are you doing? Two guys jumping the rail tracks on a scooter, why you got a couch cushion? And it's just one of those Dumb and Dumber moments. It's about the same time that movie came out. So you can imagine we were both pretty good sized guys, and this is a very small scooter. So
I'm sorry, I'm laughing so
No,
much
you're
here,
good.
but it's like, how many times do you remember you had that interaction with like police or like with your dad or somebody of an authority figure where they're just like, what are you doing?
Oh, more times than we could count. I mean, I remember the baseball fields were near us, so we would ride down there, and you'd get in trouble for riding around the baseball fields when games were going on, because it's a two-stroke, so it's pretty loud.
Mm-hmm.
For a scooter, I guess it's loud. And, you'd
ping
be...
pinging.
Yeah.
Just ping pinging.
Yeah.
So.
And, you'd be up and down ditches, and that's people's yards. They don't want you in ditch, because it does 35, 40 mile an hour. So
Yeah.
picture going up a highway at 30, 40. There are moments when traffic's bad and you're taking a ditch, which means you're in somebody's yard, which means someone's yelling. That just tends to be the thing. Or you hit the ditch too hard and you wipe out, very small tires. So there's a lot of times there were 14, and this was our transportation from 14 to 16 is what we had.
Man, you're saying that about the tires and stuff. you can't be telling me these ain't drag slicks, man.
No,
like these
yeah.
are just as good as drags or mud tires.
It's almost a wheelie machine. And now, you know, if you both sit far enough back, it'll pop a wheelie. But you both have to commit, and if one doesn't tell the other one, you fall off. So we used to have a game where you would see who could ride a wheelie the longest and who could surprise the other one. For whatever reason, falling off of it was very fun back then. I guess we're crash dummies, but you would pop a wheelie without the other person ready for it and make sure they were hanging on. And there were some times where you both get drug off and the scooter would
just keep going.
yeah, kind of fishtail its way and crash. But, you know, ours looked like this when we got it, and then by the end, you know, you got pieces missing, it's broke.
Yeah.
Duct tape on the seat, a couch cushion strapped to it. But, I mean, they're fun, so who cares?
Yeah,
You know?
it's just all for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I say, like we mentioned already, the freedom that this probably gave you and that one other friend is like
Yes.
unreal for the age. You're
Right.
talking 14, 15 years old. Like, it's probably unreal to be able to do that, like, on
Yeah.
something like this. And you're talking about all these stories too. It's like, I bet y'all became much closer friends because of like
Yes.
that type of stuff. Like, you know, it's, if you spend that much time with someone, especially like doing something as crazy and wild as that, I can't imagine that
Yeah.
you wouldn't
No, this guy
harbor the
was
friendships. Like, what does he think about this? Did he know? Did he know you got this?
No, he doesn't know. I got another one. He's recently moved away, so we hadn't spoken in a long time. But
Might be worth giving him a call.
we've talked about it as we've grown up multiple times. That honestly, some of the best times of that young life, you know, kind of when you're becoming your own person. This was there, you know, and it wasn't this one specifically, but this was there. So for me, being an adult now, having the chance to get another one, yes, it's a little cheap scooter. Yes, I'm a grown man on a very small. I don't care. It's fun. Like and for me, riding it is all nostalgia. Like I've literally ridden it down the same roads that I rode when I was 14. So you're talking, what was that, 20 years ago? That, and it's like as I'm riding it, it's like little mini movies play in your head of, I can't remember we jumped that ditch or we went into that woods and the woods are all grown up now. You can't do it now. So, but it's just they're fun little moments.
Do you think this might be something that your son's going to get one day?
I hope. You know,
Think he's going to be as crazy as you?
The thought process was for me to get it, and then, you know, when he turns 14, turn it over to him, because these things, as crazy as it is, you know, these little slow scooters teach you how to manage traffic, value.
Give you the fundamentals.
Yes, I mean, you know, it's a whole different thing to get out there and not be able to get out of somebody's way. You have to learn to, you know, be aggressive and deal with what you need to deal with, and it builds up some character to put up with a scooter that looks like this, you know. So
Yeah, because somebody's going to be laughing at you.
Oh,
Like, it's guaranteed.
you know, we were the only kids
Might
back
be me.
then.
Like, you never
Yeah.
know. It might be me, but I understand how much fun this would be.
Yeah, I mean, we were the only kids with a transportation or scooter back then other than parents, so it didn't matter if you got laughed at or not. I can leave whenever I want. We
Yeah.
can leave whenever we want. We can go do whatever we want to. So, you know, it taught us how to work on stuff because it breaks, you know. And there was a lot of things you had to do for the first time. Change your first tire on one of these. First oil changes, you know, transfer case is one of these. You know, you just learn a lot of things that you carry over into a 240
Or whatever.
whatever you need to do. But
If you go to a bigger actual motorcycle.
yeah, get a
even.
real motorcycle after this, and then you're
Yeah.
okay. You're not so scary. So
Yeah. Well, man, I mean, I saw it here, and I'm glad you had talked to me about
Yeah.
it. Like, take the time to sit down with me. Like, thanks for talking to me. So that's Joey Whitlow's 2000 Yamaha Jog. I hope y'all have enjoyed this, and man, thanks for talking to me about it. Is there anything you want to tell everybody about this beautiful piece of machinery?
who cares what it looks like? Just have fun. That's the whole point of stuff like this. If you're having fun, who cares? At the end of the day, it's yours. So
Hey, that's awesome, and I totally agree. But with that being said, that's a episode for today. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
See you at the next car show, okay?
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Be sure you like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.